So hello and welcome to the latest mid-month update. We're getting very close now on the road to Vasil. The 22nd of September is the date set for the network upgrade. So we wanted to give you the very latest on that journey. Joining me as ever are Nigel and Kevin, and also a bit later we'll have an update from the CF Exchange integration team to tell us the latest here. But Nigel, let's start with you. It's been a long journey and a difficult journey, but we're nearly there now.
Absolutely, Tim. But it's an absolute pleasure to be able to announce that within a week, we're going to Hardfork mainnet for our Vasil hard fork. It's been a long and hard journey, and we've learned a lot of lessons, but now we're bringing some excellent functionality to our network, and most importantly, bringing it with the right quality. I think we've seen over the summer a number of lessons that we've learned from, and we've had the community really helping us out to solve those different problems. And I think it's terrific to actually see the wider team, internal and external parties, come together to give us some great solutions. I really enjoyed working on the critical mass indicators. I think they've been really clever in order to give us an indication of when we can hard fork, and it enables all of us, internally and externally again, to understand when we're ready from both the SPO community, the exchanges community and the DApp community.
Indeed, Nigel, it has been an incredible experience, and as you say, a lot of new functionality coming to Cardano as a result of the Vasil upgrade. So let's talk a bit more about that now. Perhaps, Kevin, you can walk us through some of the core features and functionalities that Vasil will bring to Cardano and help us understand a little bit more about why that matters.
Absolutely, Tim. So lots of great things coming with Vasil, particularly in the areas of performance and capability enhancements for Cardano. And as you're very well aware, this is part of what we're calling the Basho development phase, and the focus here is on optimization and scalability. So the first thing that we're introducing, very important, is a new capability called diffusion pipelining. And what diffusion pipelining is going to do is to improve block propagation times and enable higher throughput. The goal of that is to ensure that blocks can be shared with at least 95% of peers within a few seconds of their being created. So in essence, what diffusion pipelining does is to propagate blocks before they're fully validated, and that means that we can overlap the time that's being spent on diffusion of blocks with the time needed for validation of other blocks. That's a capability that we're rolling out, and we're going to monitor this over a number of epochs after the Vasil hard fork. We will look at the effect, and as we go forward, we'll be able to then tune the effect to enhance the performance of the mainnet blockchain. The second thing that we're doing, and very much anticipated by DApp developers in particular, are the changes to Plutus Core. So as you know, Plutus Core is a scripting language which is used in the Cardano ledger. And with Vasil, we're introducing a new version of this. So we're introducing a new version called Plutus v2. We're also introducing a tuned version of the Plutus interpreter, plus new cost models that will apply to both Plutus v1 and Plutus v2 scripts. The new interpreter improves the time and memory usage for both types of scripts. And because of this, we've been able to update the cost model parameters with a view to reducing the cost of transactions. So transaction costs are going to be reduced not only for Plutus v2 scripts, the new type we're rolling out, but with Vasil, the transaction costs will also be reduced for existing Plutus v1 scripts. So that's a great benefit to DApp developers and users. With Plutus v2, there are a number of important script enhancements. The first one are reference inputs. This is SIP31, community SIP, and this allows access to information that's been previously stored on the blockchain without the need for spending and recreating UTXOs. This gives a great optimization in situations where you're just using the same input several times. The second enhancement is to inline datums, SIP32. What that does is allow datums to be directly attached to outputs instead of using hashes. There's a fairly simple change, doesn't do very much technically, but it makes it much, much easier for those who are writing scripts and using scripts to see that the values that are being passed around are the ones they expect. So it's a great simplification, great improvement in usability for DApp developers and DApp users. The third thing, which is also very important, is the introduction of something called reference scripts. And what these do is, rather than embedding the script that's being executed within the transaction, as we did with Plutus v1, instead you can refer to it rather than including the actual script itself in the body of the transaction. And what that then does is to significantly reduce the transaction size, improves the throughput, and also reduce the script execution costs. So these are three great improvements that we know DApp developers and users have been very much looking forward to. To re-emphasise, the features will not be available with Plutus v1. Any developers must upgrade their scripts to v2 to be able to use those features. In addition to those capabilities, the third thing we're introducing is a change to the way that collateral is dealt with. And what we're doing is we're allowing the collateral that's supplied to a script execution to be returned, the change from using that to be returned to a specific address. With the collateral change address, SIP42, instead, only the collateral which is needed is used up. Any change is then sent to a nominated change address. And what this does is to make the cost of script execution much more predictable, makes it much easier for people to know. And then there's some other changes too. So transaction redeemer changes. What this does is to allow developers to see the redeemers for all the inputs rather than just the specific one that's being passed to the script that's being executed. It makes script development quite a lot easier. So it's a useful improvement for DApp developers. And the final change that we're introducing is to do with the VRF, the verifiable random function call for block validation. In Alonso and previous eras, what happened was that each block validation needed 2 VRF function calls per network hop. And what we've been able to do with Vasil is to reduce that so that instead we only need 1 VRF function call per network hop. And that means much faster block validation and so improves the system performance. And it's very important to emphasize with that we are doing this without compromising security. Security is our watchword in Cardano. So a number of fantastic improvements, really looking forward to it. And of course, a shout out to our community team, absolutely fantastic. They've been helping us not only with the definition of the SIPs and the refinement of the SIPs, but also in testing out the node. We've had tremendous interactions with them over the last few months, and they have helped us bring Vasil to a successful conclusion. I had the great fortune to meet up with several of our prominent community members last week in Lisbon. Great bunch of people. Really, really appreciated the chance to talk to them and to discuss issues with them. And of course, Tim, one final point is that because of the way the network operates, the new cost models, they will become available from September the 27th. So watch out for that, and we will look forward to seeing reduced script costs and all the new capabilities at that point.
Thank you very much for that, Kevin. Lots to look forward to. Now, at the beginning, Nigel mentioned the metrics that we've been tracking, those critical mass indicators. The DApp developers that we've been working for have all confirmed they're ready for Vasil. The SPOs have done a sterling job upgrading their nodes, and also the exchanges have been hard at work. We asked Jide and Michael from the Exchange Integration team just to give us a quick update on the progress there.
Hello, Tim. I'm super happy to be back for another update on the road to the Vasil upgrade. I'm joined by Mikkel Bellen, one of the team leads in the integrations department, and the CF is here to give an update on exchange integrations. Mikkel, welcome to your first mid-month show. Can you walk us through what the update is with exchanges, please?
Thanks, Jida. Happy to be here. The Cardano Foundation will work closely with all the exchanges to support their integration in the preparation for the Vasil hard fork. Currently, 48% is ready for the hard fork, and we aim to have 80% of the liquidity before the 22nd of September. Getting those exchanges upgraded will limit any downtime on their side. Chide, Can you tell the community what they should do if their exchange hasn't upgraded yet and where they can follow the progress?
There is nothing to worry about. Funds are safe in the wallet and exchange. Only deposits and withdrawals will be offline, but it's a matter of time before we get the exchanges up and running again. If you need to check the progress of exchanges, you could always have a look at the TSD page. We work closely with them on a day-to-day basis so they can get the update status for exchanges. If you have any questions, there will be contact information in the description below. Please feel free to reach out to us and we're more than happy to help. Thanks a lot, Tim.
So thank you to Jide and Mikhail there for that update. And stop press, exchange liquidity is now close to 60%, so we continue to make very good progress on that. And even better, 98% of blocks are now being created by the new 135.3 node, which is an incredible result and testament to the hard work, as always, from our SPO community. Nigel, let's finish with you. We're obviously very close now. A few final technical steps just to continue. Can you walk us through what's going to be happening over the next week or so?
It's the same process we run to hard fork every environment. So we have to submit an update proposal, and then it hard forks that environment at a certain date, depending on the epoch length within each environment. On the preview environment, we've had that hard forked to the Vasil features for some time now. On Tuesday, which is September the 13th, we submitted our update proposal as a joint approval with the Cardano Foundation, and that will hard fork the pre-production environment on September the 19th. Full Vasil features in the V2 cost model will be available on that pre-production environment on the 24th. Also, by the 19th of September, the CF and IOG will be submitting the update proposal onto mainnet, where that will then hard fork on the 22nd of September. I'm sure that's a date that everybody remembers. Following that, from the 22nd of September, we do one more update, which is for version 2 of the Plutus cost model. And that means on the epoch on the September the 27th, the Plutus features will be available.
So thank you, Nigel. Yes, the 22nd, obviously a date we're all very much looking forward to, and the 27th, when the full capability of Vasil and that revised cost model will be fully live and active on the Cardano mainnet. If you want to do a bit more of a deeper dive into what we've talked about today, we've just published a new blog post which gives you all the details on the Plutus capabilities, the cost model, and more. So make sure you check that out in the links below. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you very soon.